Hello everybody and welcome back to World of Warships Legends. This is Xarkun and today I have a pretty special video for you. Now, let me just spoil this right off the bat. This battle is going to be a defeat for my team, okay? But it's gonna be a crazy game where I almost break 200,000 damage. And I think this battle is, or could function, as a bit of a learning tool. So, you see, we've spawned in front of the sea cap. We have an Akatsuki with us, and opposing us and trying to contest the sea cap, there's one ship. It's a Scharnhorst. I take a shot at it, and I do end up getting a nice little hit on him for about 6,000 damage. Nothing crazy, but nothing too terrible. Now we've also got a Miyoko, which I assume the friendly Akatsuki is afraid of. And I mean, rightly so. Cruisers are made for killing destroyers. But we have also got an enemy Akatsuki right there, and he is contesting the cap circle, or rather he is capturing the cap circle with no contest. He's about to go behind the island, and the friendly Akatsuki right now is at no point going to enter this cap circle to contest it, despite the fact that the Miyoko is way out there, and so is the Scharnhorst. The Akatsuki, of course, is one of the stealthiest ships in the game. I think on my build, it has a 5-kilometer detection range. Realistically, all he's got to do is get inside that cap circle and contest it, so that the enemy Akatsuki doesn't capture it. But he doesn't. Instead, he launches into a retreat, and you'll notice that the enemy is contesting the A cap circle. Nobody is interested in B. And the enemy Akatsuki now caps C. This is where the game is lost. At no point in this battle do we get ahead of the enemy on points now. We do at several points, and near the end, you'll see we bring the ship count even, but I just wanted to use the opening of this battle to illustrate how you can lose a match very quickly by conceding all of the cap circles. Now, I'm inclined to perhaps go and try and cap it myself, because we are not getting any points from any cap circles. We don't own any. Nobody's interested in B. The enemy has capped A, and the enemy has capped C, and they are working on A. I do have a Nagato out here, and you see, I was trying to judge his speed by removing the lock and putting it back on. Once I finally got a lock, I sent out that salvo, and he's gone. One shot, dead. So now I'm thinking, this could be a pretty good game. If I can kill enough of these ships, maybe I can get us back up on points. Unfortunately, one of the ships that is targeting me right now is that Scharnhorst. And there is still an enemy destroyer to worry about. My friendly destroyer, you see, is up there in the corner of the map. He seems to have been sort of sailing around in circles, doing nothing for a second. And of course, there's that Akatsuki. As soon as he pops out, I hit him for a 10,000 damage salvo. And my friendly battleship behind me finishes him off. Now, I slam on the brakes in order to avoid the torpedoes, but then I kick it back into gear, because I don't want to give broadside to that Scharnhorst. Unfortunately, I do take a torpedo, but the damage is minimal, and the Scharnhorst has beached himself. Perfect for me to shoot, send out a salvo, and hit him for about 16,000 damage. No citadels. It is very difficult, maybe even impossible to citadel a Scharnhorst, but you can get citadel-esque damage on them, especially when they give you a flat broadside like that. But now I am starting to notice the enemy has the C cap and the A cap, and they all seem to mostly be concentrated in A. So very shortly here, I and my teammates, who are all clustered in the middle, are going to... Oh, look at that! It's a Miyoko. He's peeking out from behind an island. Bad move, sir. We hit him for a citadel that takes about 20-some thousand hit points away from him. Oh, it was 2 citadels, actually. Anyway, I am concerned that we are about to get ourselves in a crossfire situation. Finally, the friendly Akatsuki has entered the cap circle and is capping it, but it's too late now at this point. The enemy is almost 200 points ahead of us. That's not insurmountable, but given the position of my entire friendly team here, friendly team, that's a redundancy, my entire team here, they are all clustered up in the middle of the map, and we have enemies on both sides of us. We are about to be in a crossfire situation. In fact, we're already taking fire from the enemies back there, so that's not great. I take aim at the Bismarck there, which is broadside to me, and send him a little shot with my rear gun. But now I want to move up. What I need to do is take out that Scharnhorst and that Miyoko that's hiding behind the island as quickly as possible, and I need to get around this island here to my left, make a turn behind it so that I'm not giving broadside to the enemies behind me, and then I want to turn and face them to give myself a fighting chance. You see, we are totally even on ships right now. Each team has lost 3, but the position of my team is terrible, and the cap circle situation, because 2 cap circles were taken by the enemy early on, they have a points lead on us that we are going to have to work very, very hard to try and narrow. Now, I do get a nice 20k salvo on that Scharnhorst there, and it gives us the high caliber, which is fantastic. We're already up to 134,000 damage, but we are not done yet. That Scharnhorst is still broadside. That Miyoko is not a threat to us, so we're going to take another shot as soon as our guns are loaded. There it goes. And we end him. He's gone. Now that just leaves the Miyoko, who is really no threat to me at this point. If he decides to peek out, I'll kill him in one shot. Our teammate is begging our Akatsuki to get back. He launches a torp salvo at that Miyoko and takes him out. So that's great. And now, I believe we are actually ahead on ships by 1, but we are still really, really behind on points. And we have got, I think, 2 Bismarcks and an Iowa approaching me and my other friendly Iowa right here. And unfortunately, he gets taken out right in front of me in a dramatic explosion. He was shot by the enemy Iowa, who is presenting a pretty juicy broadside. Unfortunately, my guns are not loaded. This Iowa understands that he is presenting a broadside to me and moves very quickly to tighten up the angle. Baltimore over there opens fire. That Baltimore is gonna be the bane of my existence here in a second. I take a shot at the Iowa. I want to try and knock out his rear guns, but I start reversing. Yes, I know, the Iowa meme. They only go in reverse. No, they do go forward, as I have demonstrated in this match so far, but there are times when reverse is actually a useful move to pull. The reason I'm reversing is so I can get this island in between me and the enemy Iowa and limit the number of ships who are able to shoot at me. And you see now they are all concentrated on my teammate over there. There are 2 Bismarcks and an Iowa versus 2 Iowas. I tell my teammate maybe he should think about reversing too, in order to try and minimize the number of ships that are shooting at him. I take a shot at that Baltimore with no hope that I'm going to hit him. And now I notice this Bismarck is broadside to me, so I am going to take aim, and he is turning, unfortunately, so I'm going to adjust. Send out a salvo at the same time, or almost the same time as my teammate there. The shots go over the Bismarck. They may have been aimed too high, given the angle at which he was approaching. But he is about to die. 1 more shot should do it. So, guns are about loaded, and... Ooh, is our teammate going to finish him off? No. That leaves him for me. Better aimed shot there. And... goodbye, Bismarck. Now that just leaves another Bismarck and the enemy Iowa. But you see, the points lead that the enemy team has is basically at this point insurmountable. There is no way we can win unless we kill every enemy ship. And this friendly Iowa and I are going to give that a really hard try here. I take a shot at that Bismarck. It doesn't do a whole lot. Get the rear gun involved. Also don't get a whole lot, about 2,000 damage or so. And you see the Akatsuki, which has up until this point survived, is now attempting to cap B, but he has a Baltimore to contend with, and at this point the capping is too little, too late. The only way we are going to win is if we kill all the enemy ships, and that is because nobody contested or attempted to capture any of the cap circles, nobody on my team anyway, in the beginning of the game. That right there has basically lost us the game. But this Bismarck really, I guess, wants to die. Maybe he's trying to throw it for his team to us. My partner there hits him for a nice citadel. I take a shot thinking that's going to be the end of him, but of course it's not. Why should it be? He's only sailing broadside in front of 2 battleships, but that's okay. Rear gun is about loaded, and shot is off. And now he's been taken care of. That just leaves the Iowa and the Baltimore. Unfortunately, this Iowa is being sailed by the best, according to the scoreboard, the best enemy captain on this team, at least according to his score. What he's about to do here, I don't understand. I realize he's going for the ram, so I kick it into reverse again because I need to stay alive. The only hope, again, of winning this game is for me and my partner here to kill this Iowa and to kill the Baltimore. Now, for whatever reason, this enemy Iowa decides he's not going to ram me, he's going to ram my teammate. He does, they both explode, and now I just need to get a shot on this Baltimore. Perhaps, if I had turned my guns earlier toward him, I could have done it, because I believe he was giving a pretty good angle to me. I might have even one-shotted him. But it's too late. 20 seconds left. I put my fighter out in a desperate attempt to spot him, but the time has almost run out, and the points lead, again, insurmountable. There is no time left. The clock is about to expire, and the battle ends in defeat. But small consolation prize, 3 medals there, nearly 200,000 damage, and hopefully a good little learning experience. So if you liked the video, be sure to give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing. Got a lot of World of Warships content coming out. Thanks for watching. See you next time.